All right, we're here at the stream booth. I got Rich Kelly and Dave Mazzoni. Thank you so much for giving us some time. I just realized, like, whenever I'm around my stream friends, it's always like, oh, the Philly vibes are strong. So we might spend a little more time together today. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having
You guys, like, he's going to get us in trouble, isn't he? Yeah, no.
Hey, we have a big game on Sunday, so.
I know. Maybe by the time we see this, we'll be super happy or super sad. I don't know.
Happy.
But whatever it is, we'll be like, I knew it.
Right.
I knew, because that's how we roll. So we're here at the show. We have a lot of conversations going on around like tech and AI. Not a ton of conversations going on about creative content. So I love the fact that we get to have a creative conversation about not just the creative, but compliance and how dealers can get the best creative content, compliant creative content, set up, ready, out to market so they can start generating some traffic. So there's this, we're going to talk about retail ready. I want you, why don't we start off by telling me, just explaining what it is.
Loaded question.
Very. That's why I gave it to you. You get a pass for a minute.
So, retail ready is really two things, honestly. First and foremost, it's a philosophy at the agency, and a big component of that is creative planning. Because I think for dealers to really be able to set themselves up for success and generate speed to market and really be the first, it really starts with a plan. But what we're talking about today, and when we talk about the technology, it's the automotive incentives platform. And what that is a way for us to have for our clients specials, carousels, posted directly to the site within 4 hours of them inputting the offers. And again, it's a tool that allows our creative team to have the creative elements created in advance, but not in a template format, very custom, very branded for a dealer or a dealer group.
You know, that's a great point, because I think when a lot of people think of, like getting it out there fast, it's just going to look like every other one that I see, and there's no creative differentiation now. And in a world where everyone's saying like you need to differentiate your store and your brand, you're saying it's not like that just because it's fast.
Correct. And Rich, I don't know if you'd like to add color, so it's not just me talking, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Always going to take the mic. You hold the mic, but if I take it back, you better give it to me.
Yeah, Dave explained it perfectly. It's the philosophy, it's the mindset that with that creative, we want to make sure that that's something we're way out in front of, so that the first week of the month, our clients have a lot of other things to focus on than, yes, this looks good, no, we need to change that. So getting that all in the system, ready to go well in advance. Quarters, year, as far out as we can get approved, really.
And the one thing to just add to that, because you mentioned the word compliance, right?
Yeah.
Obviously that's key. And one of the biggest things as we developed this was, how do we make sure that we're protecting our clients from a federal, from an FTC, from state, and also from an OEM perspective. So
that's a lot of pressure for I understand the creative agency world. That's a lot of pressure for a creative specifically, or a creative agency to be like, oh, and by the way, you could really mess up our business if you get this wrong.
And you could really cost people a lot of money with fines. Right?
Really quickly,
Yeah.
And you could also end up in the newspaper.
Sure.
For all the wrong reasons. So, what are dealer, like when someone comes and is looking for, like giving you their challenges or giving you the biggest pain points, what is it that they're usually saying? We can't get the content out fast enough, or do they not even realize that that's like low-hanging fruit that they can pick off the tree?
I'll let you want to.
No, I mean, really, it is that speed to market. How can we have less downtime each month, get our offers out there earlier and earlier, and that's what this provides.
I think the one thing I would add is, as an industry, we've created this almost monthly bottleneck. And again, from
that 30-day cycle, we're like, hey, here's what we're going to do.
And the first 7 to 10 days is a scramble, and everyone's trying to do the same thing at the same time.
And by the time we feel like we can focus on this month, it's already the 9th.
Right. So again, when you think of that philosophically from a mindset perspective, the more that we can get out in front and be prepared, where truly all we're waiting on are those components that need to be put into the tool, but to know that you're going to get creative that is sharp, looks great, and again, most importantly for us, it's on brand, and it's not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Nobody wants cookie cutter.
Tell me about the customizations. You mentioned that a couple of times. Tell me about the level of customizations that are even possible.
A lot of that is dependent on the client. If they have branding for their store specifically. Our philosophy is having that cohesive across the entire group or just that single store. If they don't have a lot of branding, we're taking into the account that OEM specifically, making sure if it's Mazda, Volkswagen has a lot of new restrictions, that it's first time as brand compliant as possible, unless there's any new rules that we haven't learned about yet.
Who is typically the person that you're interfacing with at the dealership? Who's the main point of contact?
So typically it would be the general managers, I would say, depending on the size of the dealership as well. I mean, obviously larger groups tend to have marketing departments, so that would be a primary point of contact as well. But again, I think the beauty of this platform, and again, when we talk about the 4-hour turnaround and the speed to market, is the general managers or the general sales managers, they have to work up the offers anyway. So rather than compiling it in an email or doing it with pen and paper, this platform allows them to input it, and it, again, walks them through the process from a compliance perspective for both OEM, federal, state, and then they know that within 4 hours, they're going to have something that looks great, it's compliant, and most importantly, it's live.
So how hands-off is it?
How hands-off? I think the offer input makes it a lot more hands-off because we're not going back and forth of missing information from dealer to us. The system is going to account for, hey, we're missing this security deposit, so a lot less downtime in that respect. Once it's up, it is good to go with our team. They're going to do some QC checks internally as well, because again, we want to make sure that we're catching any mistakes before they go live.
One thing I would just add from a hands-on keyboard perspective, I talked about the planning. A lot of that happens in advance. So the beauty of this tool is when that information is ingested, there's not a graphic designer or someone that has to do anything at that point because the work's already been done.
Right.
It's already been done.
You know, I think we talked about the stressor that the first week is, and it's hard to accurately convey the value proposition of that. Is imagine the time that you're not spending thinking about it. Your marketing's running, leads are coming in. When you said retail ready is a mindset, right? It really does embody it. Is there anything else on the mindset that you all try to coach your dealers up on and say hey, this is the mindset? Obviously, this tool fits within that in this offering, but what else can we add to that?
I sound like a broken record, right? But it's really about the plan. Whether it's that quarterly, whether it's biannually, whether it's the annual plan. And look, all agencies out there can be nimble. We can pivot. Obviously, when events happen and we have to, which we've dealt with, whether it's a chip shortage,
two or three in the last couple of years.
It really is about just having the plan and having the foresight, and then most importantly, the consistency as well, because we want to maximize everything, right? So we spend money on advertising. We're doing things in different mediums. How do we make sure that it's cohesive, it's consistent, and that's another really big part of it.
How long does it, you say, so you're talking about this plan, whether it's quarterly, monthly, whatever, how much actual time are we talking about to come up with a reasonable plan? Are we talking a day? Are we talking an hour, 30 minutes? What would you say?
I think it depends on the client.
Yep.
It depends on the level of involvement, et cetera. But I mean, I think the plan, that's something that takes, I would say weeks, to be honest. So, obviously as an agency, our job is to bring ideas to the table, to be proactive. But there's always going to be that collaboration with your partner. I
mean, so obviously you all are thinking a lot about it. On the dealers, I'm trying to think how much time do they have to invest in this to feel okay, there's a plan in place and everything's going to operate next month? How much time are they actually investing?
Next to none.
See, that's what I was going for.
Exactly.
You're weeks.
I thought you meant building the actual plan.
No, you all are doing the work so that dealers don't have to. So literally a dealer invests minutes into this.
And they will be live as quickly as they can input that information into the system. So they're holding the keys. There's no tickets, none of that.
Yeah.
It's get my offers in, and within 4 hours I'm going to have compliant creative.
And the peace of mind that the plan we put in place 6 months ago is what we're going live with today.
Well, look, I love it. I love the creative world. I love the efficiency world. Dave, Rich, thank you so much for working so hard so the dealers don't have to, and giving us some of your time today.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And go Birds.
Go Birds.
I know, I was